This is the YouTube radio show.
Guess who used to be a fat kid? This guy!
The official radio show that features superstars of YouTube.
Those breasts are amazing.
Take something that you can fix your lips into and just suck on it as hard as you can.
I want to make you goddamn cookies, but I don't want to make them right now!
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
No!
Now, here's your host, the Poorman.
Yeah, it's Friday. Gotta love it. The weekend is here. So the guest hasn't called in today?
Not yet.
Okay. A guy with 1,700 subscribers, a rapper. I knew this was a bad idea when we didn't have anybody booked for today. This is a YouTube radio show, and my rule is there has to be a YouTube guest on here, or I'm just going to do a rerun. I explained this to my producer earlier today. So we booked somebody at the last minute who we shouldn't have booked because he just doesn't have that many subscribers, and so the guy just blows us off. That's great. So now I get to do old fart radio for an hour, as I like to call this show. Whenever you don't have a YouTube guest, it just brings it back to what doesn't work, doesn't it? Old fart radio. Let's see. Well, we'll talk about issues. Nobody else talks about issues. Maybe we can talk about Lamar Odom. Nobody's talking about that. Let's talk about something that everybody in America is talking about. Bring it back. Old fart radio. I want to appeal to an audience of 40 to 50 to 70-year-olds, and just a few people, mind you. That's why I'm so glad to be on the air when there's no YouTube artist. That is the one reason I'm continuing to do a show, is because I'm doing YouTube radio, and I love having a YouTube guest, and then you can follow it up with whatever you want. But if you have no guest, then you're back to doing old fart radio that doesn't work, and I can't stand old fart radio. I may just hand it over to you, Di, and let you finish the show today. Seriously, this is just so annoying to me when something like this goes down.
All right.
Right now, this guy is not right on. If it was up to me, this is what I would do in my life right now, at this stage of my life, being in radio for so long. I do not want, by default, if you don't have a gig where there's young people involved, you're sort of relegated into sort of a segment where you don't want to be. I don't want to be hanging out with people my own age range for the most part, because they're so set in their ways for the most part. If it was up to me, I would live in a fraternity house, have a room in a fraternity house, and live with a bunch of college kids, because, frankly, I find it more interesting. And to do a radio show where, hey, let's go see what's trending on Twitter, great. Nobody does that on any radio. Let's be John and Ken. Let's be Rush Limbaugh. Great. Let's come on Friday with no guest. Mr. Announcer, if it happens again, then we are done. And I'm not kidding. I'm not going to keep doing a radio show that doesn't fulfill what needs to be fulfilled.